Hello there guys, welcome back to episode 5 of Prison Architect. We are in the middle of a shakedown. One of our inmates died in the holding cell. I think we did spot some narcotics, so what I'm just doing is getting all of the guards to go through to basically check every prisoner and every nook and cranny to see what they can find. We've already found a fork, some booze and a screwdriver. Didn't find the narcotics though, but maybe they were all consumed when he took the overdose. That's if that is indeed what happened. Unfortunately, it was in an area where nobody could see, because we don't actually have a line of sight on the holding cell. You can actually turn the fog of war off. It is in the options. You can actually make it so you can see everywhere, even without line of sight. But, you know, that is part of the game, the fact that you can't always see what is going on. And, you know, sometimes these prisoners can be sneaky little bastards. Let's go and open that door. So these guys can get in and out, because they've got to install the toilets and stuff. Janitor's waiting to get in there as well. You want to get out, that is fine. You want to get in there because you're going to install the toilet. So these ones are going to be solitary cells. So let's go and do that. Need to let you out as well. You guys want to get in there. All of these problems could be solved if they just built the doors last. And then they leave boxes and stuff in the doors. So this door's currently locked open, which we prefer it not to be, really. Do we have a drain? That is supposed to be a drain. It's not been installed for some reason. Maybe we accidentally cancelled it. There's only one more place to search, and then the shakedown is complete. We didn't find all that much. We've actually got some blood down here. Maybe we got rid of the body. Maybe that's what it was. And the warden is resting now. The other good thing, if you mouse over any staff, it'll show you what the staff are carrying. So janitors, for example, carry staff keys. Everyone carries a staff key. And staff keys open the staff doors. And then if you look at a guard carries jail keys. Jail keys open all the doors in the jail, basically. How are we doing here? We've got 56 hours to wait for that short-term investment. It's a long time. But it will definitely be worth it. And we've almost finished the prison block. I mean, our capacity is still only at 8. But things will get done. There we go. The shakedown is finished. Let's help these guards getting in and out. Now, what are you guys complaining about? We don't have a laundry room. I guess that is a good point. They say they need to shower. Well, that is fine. I mean, there is a shower here. What you can do is you can put showers into cells. And then people can shower whenever they want to. But we shall wait. Now, why aren't these toilets connected up yet? I'm sure I did put the pipes in. Feels like sometimes things get cancelled. But everything has an assignment to connect all of these pipes up, so we should be okay. Just need the workmen to hurry up and get stuff done. Yeah, that should be fine. We'll get some more cells in as soon as they are done. It's just they're really dragging their feet at the moment, which is not good. We don't have the heating in yet, of course. That is something that we will want to get sorted out as quickly as possible. So we probably won't have radiators in the individual cells. No one's really complaining about the cold, even though it's 8 degrees. But we'll probably have some... well, I guess we could have radiators inside, and we put the boilers in the corridors, I'm guessing. Because we do have hot water pipes either end, so it would make sense. But we do need money before we can do that. So let's worry about actually getting the block built. Once the block is built, then we'll... can we close that? Should be shut. It's locked shut, but it isn't actually shut. There we go. Let's put it back onto normal. So yeah, we'll wait until the block is finished so we can complete the grant. Then we'll worry about making it all look pretty and stuff. At the moment, we're just waiting for the workmen to bring everything in. How's the storage area looking? There's still quite a lot of stuff here. There's not nearly as much as there was. The janitor seems to be doing a good job, or the janitors seem to be doing a good job of cleaning stuff up, though the gardener's not doing a fantastic job. Everywhere's still looking pretty crappy and overgrown right now. I keep putting this back on speed 1 and forgetting now. The question is, do we want to take in more prisoners? Because we've got 14. We can stick 10 in the holding cell and 2 more in the cells. So if we get another 12 prisoners, if we go to our reports and put our intake on 12, and then we should have enough. Let's go ahead and start assigning these rooms, because the more quickly we can get these assigned as cells. Now, some of these are actually going to throw a wobbly because they're not completed yet, but that's fine. But I'll go and assign the area anyway, just so that once the walls are done, they'll be fine. But as you can see, some of them are not counting because they're missing things like beds. So we'll constantly keep getting new grants to build additional cell blocks, but that's fine. We've almost finished, actually. We only need to build 15 cells. So once these 2 are complete, actually they're nearly all complete. So that'll be good. We'll get a lot of money. Then we can consider putting the heating in then. So very, very nearly done. There we go. We're up to 14 cells. Of course, we just have a lot more prisoners arrive. People are showering, which is fantastic. So the workmen are having to carry the beds through the active showers. It's a little bit of a derpy setup. I mean, you wouldn't ever really do this in sort of reality, but you know, it does what it needs to do. Apparently we don't have any power down here to these lights. I guess that there's a break in the electrical cable there, which is part of the issue. So let's go ahead and we will put a water boiler at this end. We will put a water boiler at this end. So they have water, they have electricity. So let's get some radiators put in. We also need hot water for the showers, of course. So radiators can go next to the toilets. Hopefully. Hopefully this will all work out correctly. No radiators for the people in solitary, they're just going to freeze. So hot water. So radiators are going to be there. So we want a hot water pipe that kind of runs the length of that. Luckily the pipes are relatively cheap. Hot water to all of the shower heads. I wonder if you need hot and cold water running to the shower heads, or if you can just get away with hot water. That's quite an interesting concept. But that should be all of the radiators connected up, at least when everything gets plumbed in where it's supposed to be. We are over capacity, but that is fine because we've got room for 10 people in the holding cell. So maybe we want to stop our intake for the time being. Because we don't, well, no, we don't, we want our total prisoners to be 26. So that's 16 prisoners in our 16 cells. And then 10 prisoners in the intake, and the good in the holding cell. The good thing about leaving it on maximum number of prisoners is if anybody dies, or anybody escapes, or anybody gets released, it'll automatically bring somebody in to fill their place. Looks like there's some stuff going on down here. Nope, nothing really terrible going on. So everything seems to be doing quite well at the moment. We can go ahead and take another grant now, though. So we can start work on the cell block B. Security procedure certification. Hire a security chief, hire 10 guards, unlock patrols, and assign 3 guards to patrol routes. This is actually a very, very nice thing to have. So I think we're going to start working on that one because it should be relatively easy. So we need to hire a security chief. So we should be able to do that without any... Oh no, we do need to research security first. Okay, so we'll start work on that. Don't need land expansion. Extra grant. Being able to have an extra grant could be useful. Tax relief costs a lot, but it's really, really useful. Let's go for the extra grant. Getting 3 grants at once is really nice. So we'll keep this on the go. Now this power substation is almost at capacity, but we can put more capacitors on it, so that's not a huge concern right now. And we could always expand this utilities building later on, so that's not a problem. Looks like most of this is actually done. Cell quality 4, average. So you can see certain things that you need to put into cells to make them better. So for example, we can put in things like a bookshelf. We can put in... what else can we put in? Bookshelves. Televisions, radios. There's quite a few things you can actually add in. So we will do that at some point. Obviously, money is an issue. And these guys are all going into the canteen. They do have to go quite a long way around. We might have to consider, and when I say by might have to consider, we will actually have to do it, is to go ahead and put some paths in. We never actually made the floors better in those cells, which we probably really should. Right, ceramic tiles in the shower. And then... I guess the concrete floor's fine. We don't want to, like, marble the floors or anything. Don't want fancy tiles or anything. What we do want, though, is a path. So we will build a path that leads at the side of the yard. Because the good thing about paths is it does increase walk speed. So we'll try and have paths going to all of the important buildings, really. Single paths for these ones, because it's just like a staff path. It's not going to have nearly as much traffic. So you don't need to have as paths that are quite as long. That can just go up to there. And then this path is going to run up the side of this building. And then we'll run it all the way up to these doors. And once that's built, people will just be able to move around a bit more quickly. So we'll go back up to speed 3. Take a while for those paths to be done, but that's fine. Nice posh floor in the shower. Not really required, but... There we go, that's all nice. Prisoners sleeping away. Got some cash coming in, which is good. Now then, can we actually hire the chief? We can, so he will get his own office. We've run out of office space now, though, which is a problem. So we need to hire 10 guards. Well, we can do that. We've already got 6, so... There we go. And now we need to unlock patrols through bureaucracy and assign 3 guards to patrol routes. So let's go into bureaucracy. And we want patrols. We also want deployment. So I'm going to go and get that queued up as well. Deployment is the policy that allows you to say, right, I want a 1 guard station here. So patrol is to set a route that your guards will constantly wander around on. And deployment is saying, right, I want you in this room at all times. Can I open that door? Yeah, there we go. Saves the guard from doing that. Quite a lot of stuff down here in storage. Not too sure what all of these workmen are doing. They just seem to be... Are they shuffling stuff around? I guess there's not really an awful lot for the workmen to do right now. We're not sort of building anything. Can we take that extra grant yet? We can. The extra grant has been approved. That's already done. So let's go ahead and look at grants and see what else we could get. Visitation rights, inmate well-being, build a medical ward, hire at least 2 doctors and a psychologist. Well, I guess that's something we should certainly do. Psychologists are very, very useful. So, we are going to need to go and build a extension to the offices, really. Though we could just do it on this side of things here, I suppose. Let me just plan this out, just to make sure that it is correct. So, if we just want this to be the other side of the corridor, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4 and a wall. So that's going to be that wall. 1, 2, 3, 4 and a wall. So these walls are going to be back to back, really, which is a little bit derpy, but that is where it's basically going to be. With yeah, I guess it's just going to be like that, really. So that shouldn't be too difficult. So we just need foundations, a brick building, build it along there. Does mean we end up with a double wall up here, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. So let's go ahead and just sort of unpause that. We need then to get objects in like staff doors, which are going to need to be there, 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 and there. And I guess we'll just sort of mirror the layout. I don't think we ever need that many offices. I don't think you need 8. But at least we've got some spares. We also need office desks. So let's get those in. And we need file cabinets as well. And they are going to go there. There we go. So when that's all finished, we'll have 4 more offices. And then we'll be able to get our psychologist. How's the bureaucracy doing? Do we have... No, still 2 hours left on patrols. So we'll be waiting for that. Now, we don't have logistics yet either. Yes, logistics that allow you to get laundry assignments and... can we actually build a laundry room yet? Rooms. So I guess dormitories for staff. Oh no, dormitories are variable sized room for housing multiple prisoners. Useful, I guess. Don't really see the point of having it when you can have a holding cell. We could get a common room, but we don't necessarily need one. Security office. That's where you put things like your... it's where your security can monitor CCTV and phone taps and stuff like that. Forestry. Why would you have a forestry room? I guess you can assign an area for forestry for growing and chopping down trees, I suppose. We don't need to do that. We can get a chapel. Exports. Yeah, we don't have anywhere for exports at the moment, do we? I guess if we have an export area, we can get rid of a lot of the wood. Also, exports are things like when you can build workshops and you get your prisoners doing woodwork and things like that and making license plates, you can actually sell them. That's derped up the wall a little bit there. Let's go ahead and make sure you finish that wall off as you should. And I want that to be a brick wall as well, please. We'll get that done. Yeah, medical ward. It's going to take some time. There was something else I just thought about doing. Oh, yeah, that was it. I was still looking to see if we could build the laundry room. We cannot. We require prison labour. Okay. Oh, wow. There's some crap going on up here. The workmen are all getting beaten up. Guards. Get up here. I don't care if you're tired. The workmen are getting the snot knocked out of them. Where are all my guards? They're all in the canteen. For no reason at all. I'm going to hit the lockdown button. Can't actually see what's going on. Sounds like somebody is destroying something, but I can't tell where. Where's the occupant of this cell? Oh, it's this guy down here. I see. He's punching the crap out of a tree right now. Let's go and get a few guards assigned to deal with him. And we'll remove the lockdown. This is only punching a tree right now. He's not actually punching the guards. Or punching the workmen. There we go. We got him. Destruction, attacked staff, serious injury. He's going to be stuck in solitary for a while. Okay, well that was quite tense. So we definitely do need to get a medical ward as quickly as possible. These guys will sort of sort themselves out eventually. See, this is the reason why you really need to be able to see what's going on in some places. I could hear something was going off, but I couldn't tell. I do hate these double walls. They just become so ugly. And in fact, so much so, what I'm going to do is I am going to bulldoze this... actually, no. We are going to bulldoze that section of wall there. That can stay brick wall. No, we want to demolish those walls. That's what we want to do. There we go. This guy's still bleeding everywhere. But I don't have an infirmary at the moment. No, don't get rid of that wall. Numpty. See, now people are just walking out through the gap. Okay, that's that sorted. We do definitely need to get our infirmary. Assign 3 guards to patrol routes. Well, definitely what we want to do is, under deployment, we want to, first of all, staff only. Some staff only areas that we want to assign. So, this storage has got to be staff only. This corridor here, well, that needs fixing actually. That's going to be staff only. That can't be staff only yet until things get sorted out. The staff room obviously is staff only. That's staff only. Okay, fine. So we also need to go in and get some guard patrols. So we want 1 guard patrol along here. And we're going to have more than the 3 that it wants us to do. So obviously we want 1 in the canteen. And we want 1 in here at all times. So what we do now is we click on these again. And it will assign a guard to each of these patrol routes. If we unpause, and that is now completed, we get some additional money. Okay, fantastic. And now those guards will constantly stay on those routes, and then once they have, when they get tired and go to the staff room, if there's another guard available, that guard will come and replace them. So that's kind of what we want to do. Even the staff room is sort of full of blood. We will want to put some more things in there as well. So they probably do want to get like a, you know, few more sofas and things. Put some little ones in. Just leave some room so the janitors can clean up all the blood. In fact, let's not put that one there. Let's put them all along this wall. And we can put the TVs along the other wall. Doesn't even really matter if anyone can see the TV, as long as the TV's in the room. 4 prisoners say they are well treated. 10 prisoners have serious complaint, and 1 prisoner is shackled in their cell or in solitary. Well, that's his own problem, really. 10 prisoners have serious complaints. Well, we'll have to check those out later. It'll be a lot easier once we get our psychologist. Have we done that yet? We're working on deployment now. We do need to work on health. Because we do have that. We can take an extra grant, of course. So let's have a quick look and see what we can get. Dog handlers. Getting dogs could be useful. Laundry, kitchen and cleaning cupboard. Yes, that's definitely one that we want to work on. Gives us a bit more money to play with. So we're not doing too bad now. We've got $53,000 in the bank. We are still making some money. We are at capacity with our number of prisoners right now. What's going on here? There are no canteens accessible by this cell. Yes, there are. You're just being silly. Is it because I've assigned this area as staff only? I bet it is, isn't it? So what I need to do here is... Can I stop this from being staff only? Yeah, no longer staff only that. And then what we should do is build a brick wall... here and here, put in a jail door, And then under the deployment, we can make this... Well, once the wall is built... They haven't even finished building these walls yet. So the workmen have got a lot to do. But once this wall is finished building... I guess some of the workmen are still injured from the prisoner that went wild and started sort of beating them all up. But once this wall gets finished, which it will, eventually... Yeah, you're still injured. Okay, so now that's finished, we can go into deployment and we can set that area as staff only. So that means now the prisoners cannot go through this little airlock, which is a good way to try and stop them getting out of the doors. I'm still not too sure. Did I not ever build these internal walls? Did I just do the planning bit and not actually tell them to build the actual walls? That might well be part of the problem here. There we go. So yeah, that's obviously what I did. So we want to just clear the plans, and they'll get that done all pretty quickly then. Now again, we don't want staff getting out of here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another door in. I'm going to put a staff door in right here. And I'm going to make this part of the corridor staff only. Now, the reason that we don't want the whole corridor to be staff only is because prisoners will have to go into the psychologist's office. So they will have to, and we'll make the psychologist's office the one closest to the door here. You can assign which offices people go in. There is a way of doing it. I think you just click and drag them. So under deployment, staff only. This area is staff only. Prisoners are still allowed in this section so they can get to the psychologist's office. That's, of course, when we build it. We do probably need more things for people to do in the yard, but that will be something we do on another video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying Prison Architect. I'll see you next time, and until then, goodbye for now.